What's up, YouTube? How y'all doing tonight? TGIF. Hope y'all having a great Friday night. So tonight we're gonna be talking a little bit different. What you think? Yes, the season finale for season 5 of The Flash came out this week, and it was completely epic. But we're gonna be talking about that in a little bit. We're still gonna be talking about The Flash tonight, but I wanted to talk a little bit more about the characters. I mean, you've seen the show evolve since season 1. All the way through season 2, 3, 4, and 5, and every speedster. That's kind of what I wanted to talk about tonight. Pretty much every speedster in the show, it all goes back to Thawne. I mean, if you start off right here with, Eobard Thawne, right? The Reverse Flash. Comic book character versus the TV show. I mean, so, let's go versus the TV show first, and the comic, man, it's pretty much the personalities of Eobard Thawne are all laid out there, of the Reverse Flash, Professor Zoom, but, no, pretty much everything is down the exact comic versus, the show, and, for that character, and then you go to, like, season 2, where they had Zoom. Professor Zoom, in the comics versus Zoom on season 2, and then you go to season 3. I mean, season 2, Zoom was pretty much the same in any aspect. I mean, the dude was nuts. And you go to season 3, where you have Savitar in the show versus the comics. In the show, Savitar, on The Flash, was another version of Barry versus the comics. He was a complete insane, like, literally considered himself a god, like, it just completely different. And you go season, also in season 3 was, what was it, The Rival, which in the comics, the Rival was always, just trying to be better, be the fastest, versus in the show, he was pretty much just wanted to be the only speedster, almost like Zoom, which is pretty crazy. And then you got, season 5, because season 4, when it showed speedsters, the ones that we're talking about tonight, the evil ones, it went back to, Eobard Thawne, the Reverse Flash, for a bit, going all the way into season 5, and season 5 is the craziest, because you gotta think, season 5, it showed Godspeed. You thought a lot of it was about Cicada, but it all turned out to where it all was about Eobard Thawne again, the Reverse Flash. I mean, it was full circle. If y'all have not checked out that show, or especially the season finale for season 5, and there is going to be a season 6 of that show, but it's one of my favorite shows on the CW. I mean, but this storyline, it's like Cicada, they just use that character as a filler, which is pretty crazy. Now, let's get talking into a little bit more about, like, the show on, versus the comics, because, I mean, the comics, a lot of the bad guys, it didn't show a lot of the kills as much as it, does versus the show. It's crazy. Speaking of the kills during the show, if y'all saw the season finale for season 5 of The Flash, whoa, Eobard, spoilers, Eobard getting out, pretty much killing all the guards that, had him imprisoned with Cicada's dagger, which was just crazy. We're about to show you here that clip, like I said, in a minute, but, it's the insanity of it. It's like it's almost like he's been planning this all along. Like, everything from start to, I don't want to say finish, because it's not finished, it's just the ending of season 5, but even in this, let's get right to the clip. Just check it out.
You don't need a dagger to stop you.
Well then, let's just see how much your father taught you.
right? That's pretty crazy, isn't it? I mean, that was the perfect ending for season 5 of The Flash. It was just amazing. I mean, the only thing I didn't like about season 5 of The Flash was, yes, Godspeed was in there, and Godspeed was literally down to the T almost on his character, except for the whole phasing into two different speedsters, the whole pretty much the time remnant thing. That was more something Godspeed did rather than the Reverse Flash or Zoom or anybody else. But other than that, and the Godspeed not only being in one episode, that, if you read the comics, that was one sick villain. In the comics, he started out as a cop who was pretty much Barry's rival, but in a different way. I mean, always wanting to do the right thing at almost at no cost, and then it goes crazy. But that's another story, another time. But y'all should check out those comics. That was actually right before the whole Savitar comics came out on the Flash. But no, it was pretty cool. The ending was, I mean, it was crazy enough to where the Reverse Flash said to Barry, I'll see you in our next crisis. So, next season, of course, I mean, that was already a little hint, a little shout out for, later on this year, they're going to be doing the Crisis on Infinite Earths. So that's going to be epic. Speaking of epic, do not miss out next weekend. We're going to be at the Mobile Comic-Con, the MobiCon. So that's going to be pretty fun, doing all the, running into all of our friends, from Gulf Coast CW, Tori and everyone, and, the Weekend Geeks supposed to be out there, good buddy of mine, Brian Helding, and, Matthew Ashley. We're going to get another interview with him, even though we got one last year, but, I mean, it's just a bunch of good friends we're going to run into. It's going to be a great event, so check that out for next week's episode. That'll be next weekend, but, yeah. Hope you all have a great night. TGIF, Comic Insider. Hit that subscribe button. We're the only show that has a clean bill of health from Doctor Doom, Doctor Strange, Dr. Fate, Dr. Manhattan, and Doctor Who. We will see you in the multiverse. Y'all have a great night. Gotta run. Check out new episodes of Comic Insider every week, Tuesdays and Fridays at 8, 7 Central on YouTube and Facebook. Like and subscribe. We'll see you in the multiverse.
Insider. You better be watching it. Yes, I will. Yeah, I will hunt you down and find you. I'm trained, You better be watching.